This year sucked. With every new update, we get closer to 2006 MySpace.
And every time we kiss, I swear I can fly.
Did Harry Potter really have a currency called a nut? How did preteen, and let's be real, 20-year-old wizards deal with that? And how are you paying for your pre-ordered copy of Super Rad and Probably Very Dangerous Beasts and Where to Totally Find Them by Rubius Hagrid? With these nuts! This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I've been laughing for 5 minutes. Please send help. What if in 10 years, stand-up comedy is just some guy on stage with a with a laptop and a projector typing text posts, and instead of laughing, the audience and instead of laughing, the audience just half smiles and blows air out of their nose really hard. I'm mad because I just half smiled and blew air out of my nose really hard. Air conditioning is just domesticated wind. I fucking hate this because it's right. The nominees are Leonardo DiCaprio, Leonardo DiCaprio, Leonardo DiCaprio, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Leonardo DiCaprio. And the winner is, opens envelope, Adele. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited. Nature documentary, but the narration is just weird enough to make you question it. Some fish can walk out of water, so remember that next time. You might think you're safe, but horses are omnivores. Please watch The Round Planet on Netflix. It's exactly like that. I walk this lonely road. In my bag I have a giant toad. Don't know where it goes, but it's only me and this giant toad. Nobody hears a car alarm and thinks, oh, that car is being stolen. It's just an annoying sound that we want to stop. We want the car to be stolen faster. Yes! Believe it or not, God is gay. Elaborate on that. No. This image barely survived the shift between dimensions. My starting line on Tinder is always, what's your opinion on worms? And it honestly works more times than you'd think. Does Tinder actually work? Haven't had a date since I started college. Might want to start using my line then, buddy. If you become a vampire, do you automatically become a very sharp dresser, or is that a skill that you develop over time? Are there novice vampires meandering around in Aeropostale shirts and khaki pants? Anxiety is like perpetually hearing the boss/enemy music but never seeing the threat. Begins breakdancing gently. What's wrong, son? What the f***? What does this even mean? Who thinks of this shit? Why is it so funny? I hate this site. Why is no one freaking out over Mater from Cars? The guy lives in a junkyard full of car parts, which wouldn't be that bad if he didn't exist in a universe of talking cars. He sleeps surrounded by discarded organs and hollowed out corpses. The Cars universe is so f***ed up if you give it more than 20 seconds of thought. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants. Nobody say a word. Guinea pig to become father to 400 after breaking into female enclosure. The face of no regrets. My plan. Step 1. Buy 15 identical cats. Step 2. Invite someone over. Step 3. When they ask how many cats you have, just say just one, but he's really fast. We blindfolded 15 homophobes and asked them to hit piñatas with a stick. The piñatas were actually deadly Asian giant hornets' nests. What happens next will warm your heart. This is disgusting bigotry against Christians at its finest. I love the part where this post never mentioned Christians, but you saw the word homophobe and jumped to your own defense anyways. My first attempt at a creepypasta. Beginner here, go easy on me. Carpeted kitchen. What the f***? St. Christopher's Southern Baptist Church. If you have Tumblr, then you are going to hell. That's fair. What is love? Shakespeare was ahead of his time. For 4 years, I've done this plain English class, and every year someone does the tune, and every year the teacher looks dead inside. Can I tell my math teacher I'm an atheist and can't solve exponential functions due to the fact that I don't believe in higher powers, or what they teach you at Harvard Business School? What they don't teach you at Harvard Business School. These 2 books contain the sum total of all human knowledge. This picture is hilarious if you imagine them singing Baby It's Cold Outside. Best debate meme so far. You know how people say cursed post, cursed image, etc., you know, what's a cursed vine? That fucking vine of the Nickelback song edited to have him say, look at this graph! He holds a PowerPoint graph up. The fucking vocal equivalent of Photoshop. The fact that they use the part of the video where he's just weirdly staring at the camera. The fact that the music keeps playing with no vocals. It's fucking dark-sided, y'all. Managing to fit any awkward silence into 6 seconds is a talent unto itself. Apparently, Ethiopian baboons are starting to domesticate wolves, which is giving scientists new insights about what it might have been like when early humans did that. That's cool, pretty cool. Not quite as cool as we thought, scream scientists as baboons riding wolves come pouring out of the forest. If dinosaur bones have been kept untouched for millions of years underground and are in such great condition, why do museums need plaster and wires to keep them together? Did the dinosaurs also need plaster and wire? Your bones wouldn't stick together on form if your flesh was gone. Do you have proof of that claim? You dense motherfucker! We're blogging purely for the reaction image, I can't stop laughing. Someone should Photoshop Nicolas Cage's face onto Turbo or King Candy. First we'll steal Sugar Rush, and then the Declaration of Independence. I literally spit out my coffee, I hate you. Okay folks, who ordered the macaroni and bees? You mean cheese? Water struggling to keep the bowl covered. That does make more sense actually! I hate myself for laughing so hard at this. It's 1 AM and I googled sponge dog because I was thinking about SpongeBob and dogs at the same time, and I've never been this satisfied in my life. Snoop Dogg is going to tell us the meaning of Christmas. 'Twas the nizzle before Christmizzle, and all through the hizzle. Not a creature was stirring, not even a mizzle. For shizzle, all were awaiting Sizzle Claus and his bag, to bring the good homies and bitches their swag. Not all Americans are fat, like McDonald's, like meat, drink coffee. All Americans pour their tea into the Boston Harbor, have a pet eagle. This is not even a little bit true. I am an American and I don't have a pet eagle. I have 13, one for each of the original colonies, as do all true Americans. If Santa keeps track of naughty kids every year, and the year doesn't start until January 1st, that leaves 6 days after Christmas and New Year's left undocumented, so nothing you do can be held against you. The Purge season's greetings. I was in a mall with my friend and then suddenly his watch started beeping and I asked him why he had set an alarm for 3 o'clock. And he told me it was because it was Wendy's time. Immediately after we found a Wendy's, and when we walked in all the employees were chanting Wendy's time, and it sure was something. Sometimes I worry about the people on this website and their weird experiences, and then I notice their username. Sometimes I worry about my willingness to shrug off stories like that. Hey, it's Wendy's, weird stuff happens there. So happy we're talking again. I'm ecstatic. Yay, I'm happy for I'm gonna plow your fucking fields. Oh god. Oh no. Okay, so my U key is broken, and usually I have a U copied, so when I need one I just paste it. And one time I was talking to a guy and I had just become friends with a few days before, and I tried to paste a U, but I had something else copied. I'm laughing so hard I can't breathe. People today with access to more raw information than any other period. The Earth is flat. Gentleman artilleryman in 1916 who barely washes his own ass. I need to account for the curvature and rotation of the Earth when plotting my firing plans. Eratosthenes, an Egyptian, in 3750 BC when fucking mammoths hadn't even gone extinct yet. Oh hey, I can use these 2 obelisks to calculate the Earth's entire circumference based on the length of their shadows and the Earth's curvature. Neat. Echo. Yeah, real original. Sarcasm. Deep. Abysmal. Groundbreaking. This site is literally the worst. My mom just accidentally prematurely sent an email to an accounting firm. It was supposed to say, I am afraid that we will have to postpone our meeting. But she hit send when all it said was, Hi, Jeffrey. I am afraid. This post gets me every time. It's actually a good thing that the zombie apocalypse starts in Florida, because then the zombies only have one way to go, and that's straight up into trigger-happy redneck territory. I give it 2 weeks before the monster trucks and mullets save us. Can we talk about how this is still getting notes? The funny thing is that I cannot actually come up with a counter-argument for this. Not sure why people don't automatically say shape-shifting when asked what they want their superpower to be. You could become anyone you want, even fictional characters. Anyone. Cosplay would always be spot on. Dysphoria wouldn't exist. Perfection. Rob a bank and disguise yourself as a stray pen lying on a shelf when the cops come. Yeah, a pen with a ton of money lying next to it. Imagine if one day Jesus and his disciples were eating bread and wine and Jesus didn't even use a fork and Peter was like, dude, were you born in a barn? And Jesus just... Yes, actually, I was Peter. Well, that escalated quickly, interest over time. One day this won't make me laugh, but today is not that day. I love old science fiction because it's all like, it's the distant year 3! Fuck. I love old science fiction because it's all like, it's the distant year 2003 and man is exploring the deep corners of the universe. Like, God bless you, old sci-fi, you had such high hopes for us. I don't understand why some Christians promote abstinence as a form of birth control when it didn't even work for Mary. I really shouldn't be laughing right now. Story time. So I grew up in an abstinence-first education state where everything ended with, abstinence is the only form of contraception that's 100% effective. And my best friend gave a presentation on contraception where the last slide was just a picture of the Virgin Mary that said, abstinence is 99.99% effective, and she almost got kicked out of class. IDK how I'd survive without water. You wouldn't. Haha, I feel like that sometimes too. Glad someone loves water as much as I do. That's a lot of butter. There are fucking Google eyes staring into your soul from every angle, and you comment on the butter. To be fair, it is a lot of butter. When the teacher asks a question and you're trying to avoid eye contact. As a teacher, I can confirm this is exactly what it looks like from our point of view. Tear and tear are pronounced the same, but tear and tear are pronounced differently. I'm glad English is my first language, because if I had to learn it as a second language, I'd jump off a bridge. Homework? Decent grades? The Bible said Adam and Eve, not Adam and achieve! I almost spit everywhere. Concept. The secret boss of a video game is the merchant you've traded with this whole time, and their combat capabilities are based entirely on what you sold them. For example, did you sell them necromancy skill books? Well shit, now they can summon a skeleton army. Yeah, I'm really scared of the guy with 30 rusty iron swords and 200 fruitcakes. Homophobic pastor. All gay people should die. Someone on Tungle.hell. Does that mean bisexuals get to die twice? Are asexuals immortal? Haha. Do pansexuals just die over and over? If pansexuals do over and over, then at least we know what Dean Winchester's sexual reality is. There are a lot of awful additions on this post, but this is maybe the worst of them all. How fucking weird would it be if babies cried while they were still in the womb? Like, can you imagine a woman walking around and there's just this muffled screaming coming from her stomach? Courtney, what the fuck? Fun fact, fetuses actually do cry in the womb. They can't make noise though because their lungs are still filled with fluid. In the womb, no one can hear you scream. What's a fetus even cry about? Umbilical cord taxes? Why don't they come out of their cushy baby cave and join the real fucking world for a change? That'll give them something to cry about! Pay rent, you parasitic little fucker! The tea is exceptionally good today. Millennials didn't kill the economy killed millennials. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart has been dead for 226 slutty years. Hi, yeah, what the actual, literal, genuine fuck does this mean? And now we return to the regularly scheduled him. Whoever murders me best not be caught, because I'm aiming to be featured on BuzzFeed Unsolved. I love how this implies that OP's murder is inevitable. There's a lot of chaotic energy here. If you met me, you know it was inedible. We know the speed of sound, but what's the sound of speed? Noom. Oh, Cthulhu as an eldritch being sees humans as humans see insects, which is to say, harmless but inexplicably terrifying. Cthulhu chasing humanity around with a shoe while crying. She's out there making owl noises. Who? 7 white actors that would have played a better Black Panther. Number 1, Jerry Traynor. Traynor, best known for African-American sitcoms like iCarly, is a veteran in the acting business, although every detail about this image is fucking hilarious. I'm dying. It's currently February 26, 2018, and Jerry Traynor himself wrote this article. Millennials likely to be the first generation that will not have to die. Millennials literally bond over their desire to die. Y'all stupid-ass scientists, pull some shit like this! So SpongeBob lives in a circular pineapple, but the inside has corners? The man lives in a pineapple under the sea and has a snail that meows, and you're concerned with the architectural accuracy of his home like everything else makes perfect fucking sense. Today I was talking to my dad and I referred to myself as his son. I'm gender fluid, by the way. And he said, "Today's a Sunday, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Huh, I thought today was a Saturday, not a Sunday." And I just laughed for like 5 minutes. Diversity only makes dads stronger, more powerful. The dad jokes are evolving. If you find bones in the forest, sit a bit and listen. If they are old and have some good stories to tell. Maybe they'll teach you a spell or two, or explain where the water on our planet came from. If you find bones by the ocean, run. Don't look back. Run. Faster, faster. The sea may love you, but there are nights where she knows neither mercy nor science, and the bones warn you only once. Boy, if you find bones, call the police! I hate this website so much! Jet Black starting a YouTube channel for the sole purpose of one-upping PewDiePie and having megalovania in his first video isn't how I expected 2018 to end, I gotta say. Wait, what? And finally, instant heart attack. This mod gives your character a heart attack. You died from a heart attack, just as advertised.